Hello everybody and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and today we're going to do Petite Sirah. Petite Sirah is interesting because a lot of people think it's like Syrah, but it is not. As a matter of fact, very cool tip of the day. Petite Sirah is actually a blend and mainly comes from about 90% of it that's planted in the U.S. is 100% Durif, which is a grape from the 1800s in France. Now, Durif was cloned in in those early days with Pelrusin, which is a very esoteric grape that a lot of people don't know, including not that many of the experts I know. But it was blended with that, and that's how we became with our good friend, the Petite Sirah. Now, Petite Sirah is not Syrah, it is not Shiraz, it's its own thing. So let's get right into the wines. The first wine of the day is the Concannon, 2004 Central Coast Petite Sirah, 2004. Great bottle for an $11 bottle of wine. Okay, so it's got some color, which is nice, out of this very standard nice glass. It's some dark red color, very solid. I'm impressed. Let's give it a sniff. And this is what a lot of people like about Petite Sirah. Now, Petite Sirah, don't go by its name. It is not a smaller version of Syrah. As a matter of fact, I found a lot of Petite Sirahs to be even bigger and bolder than the regular Syrah. So that's kind of a neat tidbit, especially for a lot of people that would think that that was the case. A lot of black cherry, a lot of tar coming through on this nose as well. I'm also getting really nice hints of raspberry. Nice structure, great tannins, great balance, very bold. As a matter of fact, I've never had this bottle of wine, but the standard that I've used in that $10 range has been the Bogle Petite Sirah, and this, to me, is a better version of that wine, no question. A little more structure, a little bit more black currant, just a much more balanced and explosive wine. It's very New World, but it's definitely structured and not too over the top, and won't offend anybody who prefers Old World wines. This is a very solid bottle of wine, and they should be commended for putting this out at the price point they do, including if you take into the fact that this sketching in a bottle I know is at least $1. So with all that being said, I'm going to score this wine 89 points, which is extremely high for me and for an $11 bottle of wine. I'm very impressed. Kudos to Concannon. Nice job. Let's move on. Marietta, 2002 Petite Sirah, 15.3% alcohol, 12% Syrah blended in here. But by law, they're able to call it Petite Sirah because California is not the hardest of America is not the hardest of countries with the laws. Anyway, very dark on the rinse pour. This is even darker than a Concannon. As we can see, there's color. Very big, rounded strawberry nose. A little bit of char and charcoal is coming through as well, almost like a strawberry falling into a grill during a barbecue is what's coming across for me right now. Massive mouthfeel, very lush on the palate, very over top, very New World, as they would say, in the hood. Reminds me more of Australian Shiraz than a California wine. It's very bold and very structured. Little black pepper coming through as well. You can definitely see that this was picked at high yields. A lot of sugar, very, very rounded sugar flavor coming through, almost artificial. It's not my cup of tea. I'm going to score this wine 82 points and give it a pass with 4 Zs. Let's move on. Nice label. Quixote, 2002 Petite Sirah from Stag's Leap. $45 US, 87 points. Wine Spectator. Let's give this a rinse. Great color. Again, Petite Sirah is definitely Never going to be shy about its color. It's always coming extracted black, purple, very rich. This nose is very earthy. It reminds me much more of the Rhone Valley than California. Green pepper, black cherry coming through, almost like a black olive coming through as well. Very Burgundian in its nose with a hint of excitement. So almost like Burgundy with a good play. Maybe Jersey Boys. If you haven't seen it, you definitely want to go seek it out. Wow. Considering the 87-point score, I would have definitely expected much worse. As a matter of fact, I adore this style. This is very structured and New World in its over-the-top plum and its over-the-top black cherry, but it's also giving you a lot of characteristics of the Old World. Think Great Grandma. You know, it's very structured. It's got a lot of earthy tones going on. I'm getting a couple of warm heads. A little wet rock is involved as well. Very dirty in its core, but that's very fascinating and thought-provoking for a wine. I like that style, and it makes me very excited. I'm going to score this wine 92 points, 92 to 93 points. I'm completely blown away that they were able to take the New World and the Old World and put it in a perfect synergy that you would enjoy in your mouth as you drink this bottle of wine. Question of the day. What is the wine that you like to drink when you are sad? You, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, aren't we?